Well, hello to all my fellow nerds, and welcome back to a special episode of Fast Tracked, a brand new podcast dedicated to the phone flinging community and the people that make it awesome. My name is Archer, and I'm your dedicated veteran, admin, world class queen of the hype, and host of Fast Tracked. My beautiful nerds, my people, my heart, my home. It has been a wild past couple of weeks. So, for those who are not aware, in the simplest of terms, there is a big Nerf event that I have mentioned on my podcast before that I have gone to every single year. And due to some events that had transpired, that event not only no longer exists, but the organization that runs this event has been completely disbanded. There are many sides to take upon how things transpired, and I know many people have asked me on my stance of the matter, but if I'm being quite honest, the emergency brake has been pulled, and it has been pulled for good reason. And the good reason is I'm very upset. And naturally, that's an obvious answer, but my reasoning is probably for more than what people think. So, the general summation for me that I have seen upon how things transpired, I wouldn't consider myself an elder, but I would consider myself as a member of the old guard. I may be the oldest female in this hobby. I've been nerfing for 12 years, going on 3. So I've seen quite a bit. I've seen blaster transitions, I've seen the shutdown of events, I've seen the birth of many, many organizations, and the growth of my own gameplay as well. I'm still learning things that I probably should have known a long time ago, but y'all continue to teach me every day. But that is besides the point. The point is, I've seen a little bit. And in my 12 years of doing this, I have never seen society get through our walls as a community. It's 2026, right? And you would think, being 2026, we would live in a society where people come to understand one another, where people would be more connected, where more empathy would be expressed on a global scale. And as all of us know, that has not happened. In fact, it's been the opposite. We may be more connected, but we've become more isolated than ever. And as a hobby, in many other elements that have made holding events more difficult for our particular class of hobby, it's been difficult to keep these events going, whether it be inflation, whether it be new legislation that comes out within our respective regions. It's been tough. It's been hard, but I've always seen I've always viewed our community as a space where we've come together to support one another, to love one another. And if we got to make those hard decisions, then we do it together. And we do it from a place of just being human, taking different perspectives and working toward one common goal, toward one common cause, making our hobby better, putting our best effort in trying to understand one another and love one another. And for the first time 2 weeks ago, I saw society rip through our walls where anger and emotion was shared, which people have the right in doing so. But while doing that, we've lost that element of humanity. We've lost that element of things that each one of us are going through in our own lives, and how we can share perspectives together to work towards a common goal. And while there are things that naturally we are going to disagree on, We can still work together. We can still fight for each other. And we can still carry that empathy that has made our hobby so strong for so long. I probably should have said this earlier. My things that are coming out of my mouth today are unedited. I'm literally dropping it and publishing shortly after this recording. I am also not speaking as a member of an organization or an affiliation. This is purely my own thoughts. This is purely my own perspective. So please, please keep that in mind. Anyway, moving on. I am scared. I'm scared in a way that's I had I've just never seen this before. But I also know that this same feeling was something that I had felt when I was in college, right? When I was at a point in my life where it was very dark for me. I didn't know what my identity was. Things were considered mentally, but I'll just leave it at that. And I tried out this HVZ game and I thought it was the silliest thing on the planet. I just did it because my friends were doing it, and I was like, "Well, might as well try. It's not gonna get me anywhere, but okay. Here we go, my fellow nerds, I guess." I grab a Rebel crossbow and hence Archer, and here we are. But in doing those games over time, I have had to learn to trust other people. I've had to take their perspectives and say, "Well, there's things that I do not agree with them, but they're gonna have my back, and I need to have theirs too." There are people since that time where I have called at 2 a.m. and they have called me at 2 a.m. just to be there for one another. If we're going through a hard time, when I was dating my ex, for example, that was also a very dark time. That was quite bad. And the people that were in my circle in that time quite literally saved my life. And the majority of those folks were nerfers, were people who shared the same weird beating heart as I did. And now I look at my profession, for example, they continue to save my life. You guys truly are my people. You truly are my heart. And if there's anything that I leave behind in this world, let it be this podcast in fully confessing to that. And with everything that's gone down, I just want to express how much as human beings we're just trying our best out here. You know what I'm saying? We're just trying. We're just trying, and we're gonna fall, and we're gonna make mistakes, and maybe we're gonna shoot a dart in a standout, and the dart's gonna go the wrong way. Is that reason to eat ourselves? That's a very weird way in saying it, but I feel like that's the closest I can express. Is that reason to kick ourselves down when we're already feeling it? Is that reason to just not see the humanity of each of us, who are all exceptionally weird? Let's be real, we're all very weird out here, but that's what makes our hobby so beautiful. We know that we're weird, and through our weirdness, we have made each other stronger. I've been to weddings where I'm smiling and laughing, split sides, because the entire time I'm amongst the company of nerfers, I don't have to worry about what I socially look like, what I socially should be saying. I'm with a community of equally nerdy people who, without realizing it, save lives. Because you have, and you continue to do that without realizing it. I was talking with Elaine recently, who shared an article with me. She wrote it up not too long ago. It was around the time that everything had gone down 2 weeks ago. And if this episode doesn't do anything, please go check out that article. I cannot stress to you enough how much she gobsmacked me by the end of reading that article. I feel that it was pretty accurate in giving respect to the emotions at play, to the very real perspectives and the very real hurt trust that was going on, while still holding the empathy in people and knowing that people are going to make mistakes. But that's all the more reason to get up and love each other, to give that hand for somebody and to help guide them towards the right direction. I Be sure to check it out in the description box below because I was very impressed. And she's just a great person in general. So please, please go check that out and check out Bone Guard's socials as well, which I will also leave in the description box below. Hopefully, this episode wasn't too long for you guys. I wanted to keep it nice and short, but I am sitting here still contemplating going down in May for my birthday. Going to be going down to Maryland. It's going to be something that I'm going to figure out. But I just wanted you guys to know, at least from my end, whether I come down or not, I'm not going anywhere in this hobby. I'm not going anywhere. I can't be shaked. I can't be rattled. But I still love you all. You all stay my life every single day, whether you realize it or not. And I just ask that while the brakes are engaged, to please acknowledge the humanity in people, to see it through their eyes, to see past the discord messages that are being shared, right? We've sustained an injury, as Elaine eloquently puts it. Let's patch ourselves back up. Let's rise. Let's take on new growth together. And let's move forward together. Until the next episode, stay classy, stay awesome. I love you all, and I will see you in season 2.